In this video, I will talk about mains 2025 or 2026 strategy. So, first of all, there are three important things that you should keep in mind. First is syllabus, second is short notes, and third is answer writing. So, you should know the syllabus by heart. I have incorporated the syllabus in 2-pager format for all the GS1, 2, 3, 4. I will put this on my Telegram channel and you can take a printout and keep it with you all the times. So what I used to do is that I used to make a check whenever I completed a topic, and I ensured that I covered all the topics before my mains exam. So that you must also do. You should also do the same thing for your optional as well. Now for your short notes, you need to prepare topic wise short notes for all the topics. For example, there is a role of women and women's organization here, so you should have notes ready for that. You shouldn't have to think in the exam itself, because then it will impact your speed. Now coming to answer writing thing, you need 10 for 10 marker question you need 7 minutes, and for 15 marker question you need 10.5 minutes to answer it in the real exam. In this way, for 10 question you get 175 minutes in total out of 180 minutes available in the exam. 5 minutes are buffer because you also have to fill some forms there, so it will take some time, and also because you will have a cold start in the initial, and lastly your speed will exponentially increase. So for those kind of scenarios, now one thing that you can do is like you start using the V7 RT pen. Remember to use the RT one. Last year I gave my mains exam with V7 pen, but it got blisters in my hand and I was not able to write properly. But this time I got the RT pen. It has grip in itself, so like for people who are having struggling with the pen, they can refer this one. And it's not a joke. It literally helps boosting speed. For example, this year I could write faster and without any blister or any sort of this thing, because it is a very smooth pen. Though it is a bit costly, I think it is around 100 rupees. So just keep in mind. Now coming to the priorities, your first priority should be your optional subject. Those who are giving prelims in 2025, they should try to cover optional syllabus till January and Feb. Even people can go to mid March. Those who have given prelims before, they should only focus on optional. If you are done with your optional, you are done with your answer writing for optional, more than half of the job is done. Now for in the coming to the GS, the most important thing that you can do for GS is GS4, which is the highest ROI, return on investment. Just you need to invest, I think, 15 to 20 days, and it fetches you marks like in range of 100 to 130. It's not difficult job to do that. The next subject is GS2, where you should be emphasizing, because in these two GS subjects, they it is possible to score 120 plus with little effort, whereas in these two, 100 plus is a quite good score. Like some people will score exceptional in these subjects also, but that is an exception. So in general thing is that you should score 280 plus in your optional subject. In these two you should target 120 plus, and these two you should target 100 plus. That should get you a good rank. So like there's a strategy for mains in a broader way. Now I will fine tune it to the syllabus. So coming to GS1, many people don't even know that ancient and medieval history are not part of the main syllabus, so you don't have to read them. Now coming to art and culture, I referred to the NCRT and it is an excellent source. There are a lot of diagrams. For example, stupa diagram, you can draw something like this. The NCRT diagram is awesome. I replicated that in the real exam too. Like whenever they have asked, because I have practiced it numerous times. You should also practice drawing Nataraja, something like this. I'm not a good artist, but you should practice these diagrams because they fetch you extra marks. Now, for modern Indian history, I didn't do anything for the mains because you don't have a lot of time. I just relied on my prelims spectrum knowledge. I just revised it quickly from the short notes given in the end of spectrum for each chapter, just to have a quick recall in the exam. For post independence, I neglected it completely because I didn't have any time. So rather just focused on PYQs for post independence and covered the consolidation and reorganization part, because that's what is the most important part in this post independence history of India. Now for world history, I relied on Shreyans Kumat sir's lecture short notes, and there was one more topper note. I will upload it on my Telegram channel, and you can take a look. I cannot remember their name, but they were also excellent world history notes, and they were very comprehensive. Like this one is very short in the short format, but they are in the nicer, longer format where you can read from them directly. I also have some background of history through PSR optional, where we understand World War One and World War Two, the formation of League of Nations and that sort of thing. So just a disclaimer. For society, I refer to Shmriti Shah ma'am's notes. I attended her lectures from Telegram. I got them for free. And then for Mehek Jain ma'am's notes, I did value addition from there. For geography, NCRT for physical geography is very good, but it is very difficult to read it. There are a lot of complex terms. What you can do is you can watch Amit Sen Gupta sir's lectures on the NCRT. He covers it very speedily. So even if you are reading for first time, you can just watch his lectures and you will be able to read NCRT then after. One thing you can also do is you can refer to Rishikesh Tudor sir's lecture. They are very good. I couldn't complete them. I just watched around 20 lectures, but sir teaches really, really well. I also referred to his lectures for environment, and they are very high ROI. For example, for environment, I think there were only 12 lectures, but I could clear all prelims question based on just that. So like they must be referred. For industry location, you can refer to Rishikesh Reddy sir's notes. They are available on his Insights website for free, and they are also very good to cover this particular topic and location of these industries. Now coming to tsunami, volcano, and these things, I think these can be done from the NCRT thing, or like some from topper notes. I think I did them from Rahul Srivastav sir's notes. They are very comprehensive and with lots of solution like how to tackle these disasters. Now coming to GS2, my option was PSIR, so I have a bias there. I didn't study much for GS2, but still I will recommend some things. Shubhra Ranjan ma'am has a PYQ program for GS2, which is excellent. Ma'am covers all the topic in a thematic manner, and of course she teaches really, really well. So you can refer to that. I got it on Telegram somehow. And then Mridul Shivhare is also a topper. So sir's notes are excellent. They are very comprehensive. They cover all the topics like Office of President, RPA, constitutional posts. There is a lot of value addition and scholarly opinion. Though they are originally, I think, meant for PSIR optional people, but they are excellent source even for like normal for GS2 aspirants. So coming to the governance part, I referred again Rahul Srivastav sir's notes available on his Telegram channel. They were excellent too. For poverty, hunger, health, education, Smriti ma'am's lecture covered them, so I just did that. Coming to international relations, again my option was PSIR, so not much, but Mains 365 is good source. You can refer to that. I also did some validation from there this time. Now coming to GS3, Baswa sir from Rouse IAS, he is one-stop source. You don't need to refer anything else if you are referring him, but his course is not available for free. You need to buy the QIP program. I was enrolled in the QIP program. It is between pre to mains period. There is two QIPs. One is before prelims, that is targeting prelims, and there is one targeting mains, that is between prelims and mains. So I enrolled in both of them for Baswa sir only because he teaches really well. Like you can refer to his budget videos to understand. Like he actually teaches economics, not just economics for the tackling exam, but he knows the concepts really, really well and keeps them up to date, which is the most important thing in economics. You need lot of statistics. His notes cover everything. You need committees and lots of value addition. Everything is covered in his notes, and he teaches really, really well. I mean, if you refer to his budget and economics sessions, you will know that what I'm talking about. Now he will also cover agriculture comprehensively, so you don't need to do any other thing. Just his notes are sufficient, and lectures. Now coming to science and tech, I have an engineering background, so I didn't do anything much, so I cannot talk about that. I have expertise in AI and machine learning, so I also didn't prepare them much. But if you are from non-science background, you should prepare them topic wise. For environment, you need to prepare AIA very, very well. You should know all the steps like screening, scoping, and you can make a micro diagram there in the real exam. So it is given in the Shankar book, so that is excellent. And EA draft rules also you need to prepare from internet. My Shankar Ice book didn't have this, so I prepared that from internet. And now coming to disaster management, you can just refer to Rahul Srivastav sir's notes again. They are excellent and complete comprehensive coverage. For security, I refer to Aishwarya Verma sir's notes and made my own handwritten notes out of them. So I will just show you them here. So like this topic is Northeast insurgency. You should have some basic stats. Like any question on Northeast comes, I will just quote this fact. It has 8% area, 4% population. So this tells the examiner that you know why Northeast is important. If you don't know even this basic fact, then a question comes on Northeast, you will come as ignorant, and that should not happen. You should also know about sixth schedule, ILP, and AFSPA. Like this whole region is under ILP, and we also have FMR regime with Myanmar. So it is in news this year, so you should know about that. So I covered it in a comprehensive manner. So the issues are covered, the definition of insurgency is covered, different regions for insurgency is covered, types of insurgency, and I have also state-wise coverage. You can even incorporate micro diagrams like this one. Udalgiri, Korkachhar, and all these districts are like together demanding borderland state, and keep updating them. For example, this is an update I have made, I think, Bodo Peace Accord. For Manipur also, like this one, this is a micro diagram where the Metis people, they live in the Imphal plains region, in the Imphal Valley region. Manipur is a hilly area on the borders, so where the Zomi Kuki people live. So you also need to know that they are mostly Christians and they are Hindus. So there's a religious angle as well. Then there is a resource conflict angle. There is a relative deprivation angle, and there was an immediate cause of ST reservation by the Metis group. So and even Churchandrapur district, I think, is somewhat about here. So there is a very high poverty prevalence there. So it was also responsible for the conflict. So you should have a multidimensional understanding of issues like this. The Article 377C Hill Area Committee is also important. The sixth schedule you can mention. So this covers this. Now, like, and all the states are covered comprehensively. I refer to Ashok sir's internal security book. It is very bulky, but I don't think it is required too much. But you can just quickly glance through it. I just took around, I think, 1 day to complete it. Similarly, like, I have incorporated government steps comprehensively. All the schemes that have government came up with for Northeast are here, like sixth schedule, actress policy, PM Divine scheme. It was in budget, I think, 2 3 years back. Now Agartala Khora link, you will come across it in the international relation because it links Tripura with Bangladesh. Then you have Unnati scheme. This came out in this year's budget only. So it is for industrial transformation of Northeast. So you can keep incorporating things from newspaper whenever they come. If you have once short notes like this, then you can also include way forward. So this is like a micro diagram for trident strategy, like self autonomy, dialogue and negotiation with them, and examples. Every point that you write in mains should be substantiated with example. Like you write point number 1, blah blah blah, and you substantiate it with example. So for like a 10 marker question, you should at least write 10 points. You should have at least 10 example with them. So this ensure that you get good marks. For 15 marker question, you should have 15 points with 15 examples. Now it seems difficult in the beginning, but once you practice a lot and you remember things a lot, then it becomes easier. And also try to incorporate diagrams like this in every question. I have incorporated these things from, I think, Mehak Jain ma'am's notes. So conclusion is also ready for me. Like, road to new India should run through Northeast India. It's most likely Honorable PM Modi's quote. So you can always incorporate them in your conclusion. Now, even coming to Kashmir, this is another micro diagram. So it includes all the regions and theaters in the Kashmir Valley. For example, there is a probable question in this upcoming mains that the theater of terrorism has shifted from the Kashmir to Jammu region. For example, from earlier terrorism was in this region, now it has shifted to this particular region. So you should know why that has happened and more detail for that. But conclusion, introduction can always be like this: Kashmir cannot be won by power of sword, but power of spirit. It was a quote by Kalhan in his book Raj Tarangini. I have took it again from Mehak Jan ma'am's notes. So like that. And you can include diagrams like this. Like, in Kashmir, people have identity crisis because they are Kashmiriyat, their own regional identity, then Pakistan's Islamic fundamentalist identity, and India's secular nationalism. So they have identity crisis, which leads to their radicalization, fundamentalism, and existential threat. And so like, I think there was a question in prelims this year which asked about. So if you prepare for mains very well, then your half the job is done for prelims as well. I think there was one more question on CDS. So in my internal security notes only, I have like completely covered him as a military advisor only. So his only advisory role. He don't take any actual actions. So like that you should know. Now coming back to the syllabus. So I think GS3 is covered well. For GS4, I attended Piyush Sir's lecture. They are very, very good. They are very real, unlike many ethics teacher which uses a lot of jargons. So Piyush Sir doesn't use jargons, but is rooted to actual life. So it can bring realism in your ethics answer rather than just makes a lot of jargoning in there. And you should substantiate it with a lot of examples. For example, there is Devarajan, I guess, ma'am. So she learned Gondi language to understand the problems of Gond tribals. So you should collect examples like this. There is also Piplantri village where people plant 111 trees when a girl child is born. So these things you should remember. There is another like Minangadi village. It is India's first carbon neutral village. You can use these in all the GS papers. There is no such block or compartmentalization that you have to use this only in this paper. I used my knowledge of GS3 in GS2, GS2 in GS1, whatever. It makes your answer more multidimensional. Never compartmentalize. Even GS4 examples I used in GS2, and even GS1 examples I used in GS4. So there should not be any blockage with respect to that. Now, so final thing is that for mains examination, you need to do a lot of revision. Unless you revise your notes very well, unless you prepare your notes very comprehensively and crisply, you would not be able to revise them in the 3 or 2 months before mains. So you should have a clear understanding of that. Now is the time to do all these things. Before January and February, you should prepare well for this, and then later on switch to prelims mode. If you want to make any other topic, if you want to make me a video on any other topic, just let me know in the comments.